Do you ever notice yourself feeling inferior about something in your adult life that kind of sort of reminds you of something that happened when you were a kid, maybe repetitively, something that made you feel inferior? Maybe it was an adult in your life, parent, teacher, coach, maybe it was other kids. Whoever it was made you feel inferior. Wherever that popped up, and you're noticing, okay, I don't like how I'm feeling right now, and it feels I have that same familiar feeling as when I was a kid. And you begin to rationalize how stupid it is to still feel this way as an adult. Maybe it was you're a girl and girls are inferior to boys, and now you're an adult and you find yourself feeling insecure about so many different things as a woman, as an example. Oftentimes, what we do when we have unhealed emotions from earlier, it could have been even just last year or yesterday, it doesn't necessarily have to be all the way back to our childhood, but when we have unresolved emotions, hi Coda, they get stuck. And it's kind of like there's a lot of different things that we try to remove those triggers so we don't get triggered anymore. And I'm curious, what are some of the things you've tried and it has not worked? So I'll give you an example. You know those birthday candles that you blow out and they go out and then they come back on again? They relight and they never actually go out. You blow them out again and they come back. You blow them out again and they come back. That's kind of like a lot of the things that I see a lot of my clients trying to do to remove the triggers in their life. Talk therapy is one of them. Not always. Sometimes we can actually feel better with talk therapy, but there's a reason why so many of my clients have not felt better after talk therapy. Now, they might go into a talk therapy session and just spill everything out and feel kind of a little bit of kind of a cathartic feeling. And it's almost as if they blew out the candles. They kind of blew out the triggers. And so they feel better. And then they go back out into the world. And a couple days later, a couple weeks later, they get re-triggered again. And they're like, okay, something is not working here. Another thing that oftentimes people will do is they'll beat themselves up because they think about how much time it's been, if it's been decades, and they still feel like something is super triggering. Have you ever spoken with someone that talks about a memory from a long time ago and they're so animated about it, they're so emotional about it that it sounds as if it just happened yesterday? That's a sure sign that you're still feeling triggered. And it doesn't matter how many years or decades have gone by. So why is that? So the emotions that we experience, that you experience, all of us experience, there's a physiology of that. And when they don't get resolved, and there's a number of reasons why they don't get resolved, they stay stuck in the system. And this is the number one reason why people feel stuck in life, is when they have these things that feel like they're getting in the way and they can't rationalize or like, no matter how much willpower they try to use to heal those things, they still feel crappy. And so think about it this way. Think about a brick wall. Okay, a brick wall is constructed of many different bricks. Now, if the bricks didn't have any cement to glue them together, you could walk up to a brick wall and just knock it down easily, right? The cement that's keeping you stuck is the emotional charge of those things from the past. When you still have an emotional charge, that is like the glue, that is like the cement that keeps these walls up in your mind, in your heart, in your body, in your behavior. And until you learn how to deconstruct those, like remove the cement, they're always going to remain roadblocks. It's actually not that difficult to knock that wall down once you learn how to deconstruct that. So I'm going to tell you how you can do that. First of all, think about those things in your past that have really triggered you, okay? Those things that still kind of haunt you. Maybe you even have dreams or nightmares about things that have happened in your past. Don't ask your adult self how you feel about that thing. Ask your younger self. So whenever that happened, let's say something happened to you at age 7, okay? Maybe some classmates made fun of you and it left you feeling a certain way. Ask your 7-year-old self, how did you feel at that time? What are the emotions that you felt? How strong were those emotions? Rate them on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 is just a tiny little bit, and 10 is extremely strong. What are the emotions that you felt at that age when that thing happened? How did you feel? Then what you're going to do, go download my number one stress tool. This is a free tool and it's super effective at getting the issues out of the tissues, actually blowing out the candles, blowing out the triggers so they don't actually continue to reignite. It's changing the physiology of those emotions. It's deconstructing the wall, that brick wall that has all that cement around each brick. It's removing the grip. And that's where you can knock those walls down fast in as little as a few minutes per emotion. So download that. My number one stress tool is called the Pulse Points Stress Tool. It's a few minutes, a video that's just a few minutes long that's going to walk you through how to utilize the tool to heal those emotions and actually get those things out of your mind and your body once and for all. If you have a loved one that's struggling with that, with anything that's, triggering them from something that happened in the past, even if it was just a few days ago, okay? Share that with them. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments.